Hey folks, Jimmy here, aka Palette of the Dead. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the latest issue of Warhammer Age of Sigmar Stormbringer magazine. Now, as per usual with all these videos, if you like them, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and of course drop us a comment down below. I love hearing back from you guys and it goes a massive way to helping out the channel too. Now, this week we're on issue number 9 of Stormbringer magazine and we have two minis. We have our Swamp Caller Shaman and Pot Grot. Now, like the killer boss, who is accompanied by his stab grot, a little grot that follows him around and kind of backs him up in a weird roundabout way. The Swamp Caller has the Pot Grot who stirs his magical cauldron of whatever he's brewing up, and pretty damn cool at the same time. The Swamp Caller Shaman is an awesome figure, I must admit. I have one of these already. I really enjoyed painting it, and probably one of the coolest minis I've painted in a long time. Now, I will say, with the way that these magazines are shipped, we will get sprues every now and again that are damaged. I have one today, so basically the way that this one is we have a little piece, so this little bottle that should be attached to his skull. However, it's so far broken that it's no longer attached. There are ways of remedying it, so you can attach it in another way if you wish to. You can take it off altogether, which is what I'm possibly going to do, and you can alter it however you want to, entirely up to you, but it is kind of fixable in a roundabout way. Sometimes you can just literally glue them back into place if it's a bigger piece snapped. However, because the contact points are so tiny on that piece, it is not salvageable the way it is supposed to be. So it is what it is. We will get on with it, we will move on, and yeah, it just is what it is. But it's just the way that they send them out. It's a bit annoying, but it happens. Moving into the magazine, we are greeted by some more history from the realms, giving us some more lore. So if you are new to the Age of Sigmar, here is your chance to start finding out about gods and god beasts. So the gods and god beasts are as old as the realms themselves. These beings derive their divine strength from the raw elemental magic of the realms. Some are good, some are evil, and all are incredibly powerful. So obviously we get to introduce to some of the gods here. So we have Sigmar, the god king, the god of storms, who wandered the mortal realms during the Age of Myth, awakening fellow gods and slaying monsters and stuff like that. Alariel, the goddess of life, who made the Sylvaneth to guard the sacred cycle of nature. We have Grimnir and Volcatrix pictured here as well. Grimnir, the god of fire, and Volcatrix, the mother of salamanders, destroyed each other in a titanic duel in the Age of Myth, and rather than just fading away, their spirits were transmuted into the metal known as Urgold and scattered across the mortal realms. Grimnir is also the god of slayers, so whenever you see the fire slayers and stuff like that, they are all modelled after Grimnir, just kind of like they were in Warhammer Fantasy. Warhammer Fantasy, the slayers were the followers of Grimnir, and they all swore an oath to die a heroic deed or anything, die during a heroic deed or slaying a massive beast or anything like that at the shrine of Grimnir and stuff like that. So pretty cool, and an interesting god at the same time. We move on, we get more of a god beast. So we have Behemat, who was a colossus of living stone, who battled Sigmar during the Age of Myth, and he is the father of Gargants. Huge humanoids, if you're unsure about what Gargants are, so giants essentially, that have inherited Behemat's love of violence. We have Argentine being a god beast, a giant silver worm who dwells in the realm of metal, and during the Age of Myth, the molten waterfalls of the Hanging Valleys were heated by his warp fire breath. We have Thangafrak. So Thangafrak is a giant and colossal worm that roams the realm of beasts, consuming all in its path. And we also have Nagash. Nagash, the god of death and undeath, the great necromancer, the ruler of Shaiish, and yeah, one of the other gods. A fantastic mini as well. really, really good stuff. So you can get a pretty cool model of Nagash. You can get a really, really cool model of Alariel as well. Both absolutely fantastic minis. So, you know, definitely worth having a look out for. We get more information about monsters as well. So monsters of the mountains. So we have Stonehorns, which you see from like the Ogre Moor tribes more than anything. We have Magmadroths. These kind of like salamanders and fire slayers generally utilize them. And we also have dragon ogres, shagoffs, should I say, which most city folk think storm's a good omen. Sign of a Stormcast or Sigmar's blessing. However, it could be Shagoff and stuff like that. So really, really cool. It's nice to see more information about monsters as well within the pages, because monsters are really, really cool from the Age of Sigmar, and there are thousands of them and many, many different types, and some of them we get minis for, some of them we don't. But yeah, really, really cool and quite interesting to see as well. Then we finally get our page for the Swampcaller Shaman and Pot Grot. So obviously you can give them their character traits if you wish to, so depending on how you roll on a d6 there. They are bringers of foulness, so Swampcaller Shamans are masters of dark and mysterious swamp lore. They have a deep connection with the marshes where the Cruel Boys live, and they use the slithering creatures found within to brew incredibly toxic potions. These concoctions can be used to poison the land itself, or fellow enemies and stuff like that. And their brew is applied by magical ley lines in the mortal realms, and can cause foul swamps to bubble up from the ground, such like that. So, which is why they're called swamp callers. They are quite interesting. They're quite a unique kind of unit within good old Age of Sigmar, and they just look cool as well at the same time. They look shamanistic as well, with that kind of cool, cruel weirdness behind them. You can carry on giving them their unit traits, and obviously you can name them if you wish to, and give them also name your Pot Grot. Entirely up to you though, it's your game, but it gives you a little bit extra for it, which is the main thing. Then we've got a how to build guide. There are quite a few little parts to this, so it does take a little tiny bit. However, it is fairly simple. You don't necessarily need to glue it, because it's fairly easy push fit. Everything's pegged. Because everything's pegged, it can be a bit awkward. You might have to shave some plastic off the pegs to make it fit properly. It is what it is. Sometimes you get these weird little gaps and it looks terrible, but you know, it's not the end of the world. Your Pot Grot is very, very easy to fit together though. He is dead simple and enjoyable to build and paint. So really, really good stuff. And yeah, as I say, one of the coolest minis that we've had so far. Then we get our how to paint guide. How to paint guide, very, very easy. Obviously, so far we only have a handful of paints to utilise. So for the Swampcaller Shaman and Pot Grot, it is telling you to use just the 4 paints of Catachan Flesh, Auric Flesh, Lead Belcher and Cantor Blue, and obviously getting your models together, and away you go. Entirely up to you if you want to follow this paint scheme. I have a painting video for the Pot Grot from ages ago, and the Swampcaller Shaman. It's worth checking it out. If I can, I will link it in the description below or in a card up at the top right hand corner. Yeah, it's not a bad mini. You can get a lot of detail in there. He looks pretty damn cool. Entirely up to you though how you want to go about doing it. And then obviously we get our basics. So we get more information about the basics of how to play. Carrying on, so if you're new to the game, obviously this is helping you out massively. It is worth reading through these bits. Keep them all safe. Once you've got them all together, keep them in one place. So keep all your pages in a page order, because it will help you out when you need to refer back to it, instead of having to go through different issues to try and figure out when and where each bit is. This is all going through a lot of about your kind of arcane abilities, so the magic use and stuff like that. So whether you're using arcane bolts, mystic shields and such like, obviously there's a little bit to it as well. So pretty good, worth having a blast through. Go through your playthrough to kind of get yourself a little balance in there and kind of work out how each bit goes, because it does work very, very nicely and it's very, very handy to have. So definitely worth having a nosy at. And that's it. Pretty good. We do get a pull out as well to do with the Realm of Beasts, so the armies of Gur. So on the kind of main bit, we have the Sons of Behemat, the Gargants and Mega Gargants that are available to get hold of. The Mega Gargants you can build like 4 different ones now, can't you? Because you can build King Brod, you can build the Gatebreaker and such like, and they are really, really cool. The Kraken Eater is pretty damn good as well, and War Stomper. They are really cool and really good stuff, so definitely worth having a nosy at if you like your big armies of destruction. We get the Ogre Moor tribes mentioned here, the Savage Wildlands, so obviously these are your they are ogres, they're slightly bigger than a human. They're fatter, they're a lot stronger, they utilise grots as well, and yeah, they're pretty good. We have a bit of a map on the inside as well, so we have obviously a bit more about Gur and its inner lands and heartlands. So we have from everything from Rondol, Fondia and Gallet and Bial and Lendu, and some of the key locations within the Realm of Beasts. We also have on there the Ironjaws mentioned, who are another orc tribe. These are the big armoured ones. They utilise a lot of metal and stuff like that to kind of armour themselves up, and some of them are slightly older minis as well. And obviously your Beasts of Chaos. So the Beasts of Chaos roam everywhere. They are chaos created. They are mutants. There are your Gors, Ungors. There are giant beasts with like centaurs and stuff like that. Just the craziness of beastmen are quite interesting. And then on your back page we have the Seraphon, who are mentioned. So they are an army within the Realm of Beasts. These are your dinosaur riders. These are really, really cool. I like the Seraphon personally. But Seraphon also have an update coming soon as well. So as of this Saturday as well, there is a new army box for the Seraphon, including the new battle tome for them and some new posed minis, including the Slan and such like as well. We also do have the Cities of Sigmar that are available within the armies of Gur, because Sigmar's cities do crop up in pretty much every realm. So yeah, really, really good stuff. So there's a bit of everything for everyone if you wish to. And then finally next week we have Xandria's Truth Seekers, one of the good old Warhammer Underworlds sets. A really cool set. So they are unique, they are posed, they have pre-sculpted bases, and they look pretty good at the same time. Issue 11, finally we can find out what issue 11 is. It is a Beast Skewer Killbow. They're really good. Now, definitely worth picking up, definitely worth having a nosy at. If you want your Orcs and your Oryx, it's worth having a couple of these, because Oryx don't normally use these type of siege engine type of weapons. So it could be worth having 1 or 2 of these on the field if you need them. And if you're going for the Oryx, yeah, definitely worth it. So pretty good stuff there. But otherwise than that, that's it for this week. Thank you very, very much for watching. There will be some painting videos coming up soon. So I've done a painting video of Hobgrots. I just need to finish editing it, and I'm part of the way through the normal Auric ones, and then I'll have some new Stormcast. So I'm going to paint up the Stormcast from this magazine differently from the last Stormcast Eternals that I did. So a little bit more information about that at a later date, but I'm really, really enjoying the magazine. I love the Age of Sigmar setting. It's really, really good fun. We also have loads of new Warhammer news coming soon as well. So Warhammer Fest starts next week, next weekend should I say, and there should be some good stuff. So we'll have more Age of Sigmar, we'll have more 40k, Kill Team, Necromunda, Warhammer the Old World as well. So a lot of good stuff to look forward to, and I hope you're going to be on the journey with us for it. And if you want to see any kind of news videos, I will do some next week, I'm sure. But yeah, really, really good stuff. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you sometime soon. Bye bye now.